Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and welcome back to Let's Play Moons of Madness. This is episode 7. And it has been a hot minute since I recorded the last episode, probably about 2 months. And in that time I haven't even uploaded the first episode yet, so this will all come out in sequence, but this one, there's a big gap between this and the last one. However, last time, I do kind of remember what happened. Well, Declan and Captain Lewis are off exploring some kind of eldritch structure they found on the surface of Mars and are probably going to die horribly. We're here where we defeated Ina, the botanist-turned-tree witch, who was absorbed by her tree, and now we are heading into this secret Orochi laboratory underneath the Mars base that only she had access to. And we're getting punched by security robots, I remember that much. Okay, so we need to get in here. And we can jump to other stuff from here. Okay, so we need to go from 7 to 2. I do remember these puzzles. Okay, so we're going to need to drop 5. Which, what's the best way to do that here? I think it's to go through the 3. And then through here, and then through here. There we go.
That turned on the conveyor belt. I should be able to get through the room next door if I head back.
So I think I died at the end of the last episode, which is why I have to do this again. I believe I got punched out by the robot. That one I don't think I can avoid, though. Also, remember this? Where when you get knocked down, you immediately get grabbed again because of shitty programming. There's no couple seconds of invulnerability when you get back up before you can get grabbed again. So I don't know what to do about that fucking bullshit. I'm gonna say, even though we haven't completed it yet, my opinion definitely kind of went downward of this game as we got to later points. Because, like, you can do a good horror game set on Mars, but not like this. Not like this. Okay, well, at least this puzzle... It's actually kind of hard to do that without fully connecting the screen. Alright, so just do the same thing each time. I really wish that this checkpointed.
That turned on the conveyor belt. I should be able to get through the room next door if I head back.
Can I avoid getting grabbed, maybe? Oh. Okay, I didn't notice that the camera turned back on. So I think we can aim it there so that we don't get grabbed. It resets very quickly. Alright, now we can finally get out of here. Hopefully this section doesn't last long, because I would like to see what this eldritch facility is. I do think that this game's biggest weakness is just that it is tied into an existing setting. So instead of making like their own cool eldritch being, they're just like, we have to just reuse what the secret world has. The black worm jism, which is my favorite of their stupid terms. Security camera, okay. Quickly sprint past.
There might be a terminal that can unlock this in the conveyor belt room.
Shit. Okay. There's this thing, but I think that is just the conveyor belt itself. I'm pretty sure what happened last time is I got killed by this guy when I was trying to find this terminal. If I disconnect that... Oh, that doesn't open the door. Oh, there's a terminal right here. Didn't even notice that. Alright. Security level 4, a message from Manticore. This message is displayed in the event of a catastrophic system failure or attack on this facility by an unknown, possibly trans-dimensional entity. If you are reading this, all doors are locked and sensitive materials protected by blast shielding due to heightened security measures. This extra security is an effort to protect any sensitive information from being collected, and also from you. Please be aware that NDK-13 advanced bipedal android models are designed for excavation and transport functionality, and thus have the internal hydraulic capacity to ambulate and carry over 1,000 kilograms. While an admittedly impressive engineering feat, during a level 4 threat, their primary logic function is overridden, and they will employ lethal force as needed. To avoid injury or death, seek the nearest Manticore-approved panic shelter. There are currently 0 shelter facilities in your area. Warning: Level 4 security protocol. All personnel access restricted. Z pathogen detected. Emergency protocol enacted. Containment procedures activated. Overseer console override required. Disable security. Thankfully, I didn't have to try to remember her sort of Russian accent there, because none of that was from her. Can I? No, that's a window. I was going to say, can I climb through there?
Volkova's lab.
Alright, Volkova, what were you up to with the Z pathogen? Because this would have been where she engineered her horrible
Smells like gasoline and fertilizer.
plant monstrosity.
It's completely wrecked.
Yeah, don't step on that. It's bad, turns out. Surprised Shane here is not infected after that whole bit with the Moon Witch, who hasn't really come back up since that time. I begin with Rhizophora DNA. The possibility of creating decades worth of mangrove tree root networks within days or even hours, and the ability to control their patterns. One could weave a root network that would protect whole eroding coastlines from waves and storms. Today, I make my first introduction between Rhizophora and Zipet. It is the first time I've smiled in a long time, and the warmth burns my cheeks. And claps them as well. Progress is exponential with access to real equipment. Keeping my excursions minimal to preserve secrecy is a necessary evil, I suppose. Dr. Van Buren continues to assist in the greenhouse. He may be suspicious of my sudden focus on plant growth formulae, but he remains preoccupied with protocols and fail-safes. The places Zpath can take us are boundless. I believe it is the key to reaching a place where we can swap sequences of prokaryotic cells, bacteria, and eukaryotic cells, plant, animal, as freely as a weaver splices threads on a loom. As the Rhizophora feeds, the Zpath grows more comfortable. I recognize the improper terminology, but it is clear. Its movements are less erratic. It breathes calmly, slowly. The roots expand at a constant rate. The leaves extend and flex. The reactions to magnetic pulses are less severe. The metamorphosis is fascinating. Christ, she's gonna kill me here with all this written text in her voice. Today I moved my hand. I reached out for an instrument that wasn't within my reach. I'm unsure as to why. There was no scientific impulse or protocol for it. Possibly sleep deprivation. I reached to pick up a laser diode 5 feet away as naturally as if it were in my back pocket. But it wasn't my hand that grasped the instrument. It was the Zpath. 2 thin tendrils extended outward from the valerian blossom to scoop it up. The tendrils swiftly curved and extended through the air, then deposited the diode into my hand and retreated. The valerian, unable to extend as quickly, altered its stem structure, growing a thin vine-like piece, which drooped to the counter as the tendrils receded again. I will attempt this experiment again tomorrow once I have rested. Even my sensibilities have limits, and I question whether I dreamed the entire event. If only she was recording it. The infected mice, the enlightened specimen, the Zpath makes them grow stronger. Just like the mangrove tree, they voraciously search for food. Their forms surprisingly similar, less chaotic than the others. The protuberances extend outward from their mouths. Their ligaments contort beneath their skin as they stand bipedal. Am I creating them? They resemble sunflowers, seed-like teeth and slithering petals. They crave my attention, affection, demand my attention like children, like pets. Did they snarl at Lucas when he kissed me? Not in front of the kids, I said. But are they not my children? Are they not all my children? The Rhizophora, the Valerian, the Solanum lycopsarium. Like cups. Fuck that one, I'm just gonna leave it. Hemophilia Brevio ligulata. Man, that's a long one. Mus muculus. They all have shared in my blood, sucked the sweat from the tips of my fingers. I tell them how to grow and they stretch outward to the infinite. The connection is undeniable. Betrayal! The Z-Path spoke to me today. Not in words, but I felt it as it moved along the walls of Argus 1. Could taste the metal on my tongue as it slithered into the cracks between the seams. I told it to stop, and it obeyed, patiently waiting for me to descend in the elevator. My daughter was excited to see me. It wanted to show me something. A computer monitor flashed, and I saw Dr. Van Buren standing over the roots of the mangrove, injecting a serum into it. My body shuddered as the Z-Path trembled. How could he betray us like this? We will make him suffer for this. She grows so fast. Rhizophora, my child. She was so hungry today. The blood meal was not enough. Her teeth are so sharp against the flesh of my breast. I nursed her for an hour. My head swims. A new project. I have made my decision. I can't understand why I hesitated so long. Why did I allow them to control me? I will escape this prison. Orochi seeks to contain me. Lucas destroys my children. The walls themselves betray me, moving closer, stifling my work. This frail human body betrays me. Tired, sleepless, the muscles ache and twist, circulatory and nervous systems trembling so I can feel my heartbeat shuddering. My plants feel the vibrations that travel on vectors our feeble senses have yet to even discover. They call out to me, my children. It has already begun. My child. I touched its hand and the blackness encircled my wrist. The Z-Path swirled into my system and it speaks to me in tones. It beckons me to the mangrove tree and there we will embrace. Together. We will remove all impediments. The work will be glorious. Please tell me I never have to read anything from her again. Oh. So that doesn't actually help. We know what happened with Ina, as she became fused with her Z-Path child. And why she killed Lucas, because we did find him pasted to a wall, a tentacle's coming out of his mouth. I'm not really sure what we're trying to accomplish here, though, because, I mean, she sent us down here. She didn't say why, though. We're supposed to do something or find something. Can't I just use Ina's to log in? Oh, there's one right here.
The CEO of Orochi? Holy shit, why is this here?
Samuel Chandra. Well, I guess this is his special... No, take it. This is his special terminal. Excavations continue, although progress is hampered by drilling equipment shorts and droid malfunctions. Control has authorized an increase in NDK-13 series droid presence. Damaged units have been noted, but the continued push has made it necessary to leave these units behind. Current objective is to discover the source of a centralized energy anomaly. Recent incident during infrared mapping, NDK-13-09A reported critical systems failure before complete deactivation. Upon attempted recovery, NDK 13.87B video feed displayed the droid shattered into pieces, rendered unsalvageable. Distinctive teeth markings, traces of carbon material and saliva. Report logged with control. Pyramidal marker unresponsive. Deterioration renders dating negligible. Potential items here are indistinct, poor quality. Analysis of the site inconclusive. Site closed. Assets reassigned to geothermal excavations near Biblis Patera. Additional assets diverted to Site 9 and excavation operations underway. Site 9 has been upgraded to the highest priority. Initial visual inspection shows an expansive entryway with carvings that suggest a combination of mechanical and hand tooling. The bas-relief murals are carved directly into the natural gneiss and olivine deposits that form the cliff face. Each of the tall columns and pedestals displays a detailed frieze. Phrase? I feel like I've never actually heard that word spoken. Featuring repeated phrases in what appears to be a three-dimensional language structure. M90 Badger 2 dispatched to cave in near the entrance. X-ray reveals several side tunnels and entryways which should provide passage to deeper areas.
Okay, I think I found what we're looking for.
Copy. We're at the device now.
The network used an algorithm to brute force a solution. The key requires a high-frequency vibration. Tune your biogauge scanner output to 31 kilohertz.
Got it. There we are. And we have an activated Martian artifact. We're in business, Shane.
Nothing here says what the next step is.
Now you got us this far. We'll figure it out from here. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Shane.
Dr. Shane Newehart, elite spy operative, taking care of business.
I mean, we did just get them to activate the mysterious alien portal, so maybe that wasn't the best thing to turn it on right away. Scans of the Martian artifact reveal an electromagnetic signature shared between the device and the mechanism with a stone gate. Considering the connection, I accessed remote control and attempted to discover a wireless connection, first through a magnetic pulse, and then a more standard sonic frequency. A sustained high-frequency sound at 31 kHz activates the artifact. As suspected, the artifact was simply a password device as a key to open the door. I composed a simple brute force algorithm to gain entry into the Martian gate. After 12.31 minutes, the doorway opened. Alright. So what's out there?
Declan, I'm standing by a window overlooking a room filled with pods containing androids. I thought it was automated sensors or something, but there must be hundreds of these things on Mars.
What are they doing?
Everything here. This is the hub of their Mars expansion plans.
Now, does this mean that the Mars base was also built by these androids? Because that would make sense. Also, there's quite a bit of corruption down there, so I wonder if they are being controlled. So, looks like we're gonna need to cut through there. There's some patrolling androids, security cameras.
Nope, I can't move this one. I don't think I have a choice. Just go for it.
Alright, I guess we have to be pursued. I mean, you know, could try edging, that always is a fun trick. Okay. I was supposed to say left or right? Left or right? Shane, could you take these stairs any fucking slower? Jesus Christ. I was sprinting, and that's as fast as he wanted to go down them. Alright, so I guess cutting through here will maybe shortcut us. Okay, we can move these cameras. Oh boy. So, mandatory stealth section. I take it. There was at least one of them patrolling. Yeah, that one there. Slip into the shadows and assume they don't have infrared eyes. Though they really should. That is a dead end. Figured they would force us to go through here. It's forced to look up. Also a dead end. Okay, we're gonna have to really go past this guy. Can't even go this way, so there's only one route. How am I gonna get past you? Gonna have to follow him pretty tightly. Okay, that camera should be just out of my range. Or we slip around here. If we lifted the security lockdown, how come the robots are still in murder mode? Alright. Can we go through here? Yes. So we're getting closer. Apparently we want to go that way. Whoa. Slowly shuffle away from him. Okay, he's got a pretty tight pattern. Can we cut through here? Is there anything up here? There's got to be a reason to go up here, right? Nope. Just a bum android up here. So we just need to go around those directly in his path. I think we can shuffle back here. Now, then we just wait for him to pass by and we boogie on across the hall. I thought this room was a lot bigger than it actually turned out to be. Okay, just keep going like we belong here. Sprint for the door. And safe. From that particular android. I don't think we're safe at all on Mars. The frame rate has continued to be kind of bad down here. It's like hovering at 45 instead of 60. But I think this game is just, again, very poorly optimized. And I haven't yet installed my new CPU that's been sitting on a shelf for like 2 months. You know, you buy a new motherboard, a new CPU with it, you kind of want to have a case that they'll actually fit properly in, so I've been waiting until I can pick up a full tower. Hopefully I can get that installed before the new Control DLC comes out, because that game could definitely benefit with a bit more CPU power. So, if this place was only for like one person, why are there so many beds here? Just in case they upsize? That's a cool ladder. Oh, they're exercise climbing walls. They're really not very high. It's very goopy over there. Alright, well, what's in here? The bathroom. Ah, the bath. Okay, we can go there. We don't want to go here. We're going to get slurped. Of course, it's screwing around the coffee machines. They're always the first thing to go when disaster strikes. What is this thing? It looks like we could synthesize a Umbrella Corp vaccine in there. Can I fit through this door? Alright, camera, what can you connect me to?
What? Oh my god!
Oh, yeah, that is kind of worrying. We didn't really find out what happened to that thing, so I'm glad it didn't just disappear. Okay, I guess we don't need to connect to anything in here. I think this camera knows that I'm here, but I also don't think it can do anything. Why is there just like a car battery down here connected to nothing? a danger sensor. Why wasn't it going off when we were in danger? Also, what is going on these screens? What are we seeing? Are these things happening somewhere? Is there just a bunch of floating bodies? All you have to do to stop your infection by the Z pathogen is stand in the light for a second. Interesting centerpiece for the table. I might want one of those of my own. Alright. Guess we can just climb out the window. This is where we came in, isn't it? We bring you the horizon.
Mom was approached by Orochi. They interrogated her. What else are they hiding in this Project Icarus? Did they find her research? Did they find her? I need to know.
I don't know, man, but I sure as hell wouldn't stick around long enough to find out.
I just have to read all of these files. Apologies, Father. The Icarus personnel responsible for the previous email have been relieved. We welcome your visit to Icarus and are happy to provide all information. It is not our place to question your intuition. Your clearance has been updated to access the Icarus level of the Trailblazer Alpha base via the main elevator console. It will not happen again. Semper Service, Control. I will personally make that assessment, as I will personally make an assessment as to the continued worth of the Icarus project upon visitation in 2 days' time. Perhaps then you can illuminate me on your position. Without Cynthia Newehart's advances in quantum mathematics, Orochi Group and Icarus would experience a development setback 10 years. Our interrogation process with Dr. Newehart requires reevaluation due to recent events. I appreciate your assistance in this matter. Project Icarus. Thank you, Mr. Chandra. Here is the information you requested. Note, raw video feed is also available upon request. Servers on Argus store your most sensitive information worlds away. That way, you and your business can focus on things most important. Security, safety, Argus. All eyes on you. Newehart C. Interrogation. 2041. I forget what year this is set in, so I don't know how far back this was. I can't accept this. Your colleagues at the university, they deserve the extra facilities. The Cynthia Newehart Center for Mathematical Studies has a nice ring to it. As I've stated previously, no, I'm not interested in a sponsorship program or... We are willing to provide whatever you ask. Money, resources, equipment, a safe, happy home for your family. No. Get out of my house. Thank you for your time, Dr. Newehart. I'm sure you'll see it our way soon enough. Where am I? Are you comfortable, Dr. Newehart? I'm leaving and I'm contacting the authorities. You can't keep me detained here. Orochi has expressed a deep interest in your research. Each time you publish a new novel, you expose your knowledge to an even wider audience. This recklessness is unfortunate. Some questions should never have answers. Where did you find these theories? How do you know about the dimensional rift? I'm a professor of quantum mathematics? Did you find an artifact, tome, conduit to Agartha? What are you hiding from us? I don't know what you're talking about. I have nothing. You can't refuse us, Cynthia. Neighbors are noticing. It's the work, we understand, but consider. A mother with dangerously erratic behavior, dissociative episodes, auditory hallucinations, isolation. What? We would hate to report something that would get your son taken away. Fuck you. Now, Dr. Newehart. You've had some time to think now. I trust you've considered what I... Agent Chandler. How does she know my name? Dennis Chandler, your favorite color is blue. You have a wife named Delilah and a daughter named Hazel. Hazel has a nasty fall today. You'll learn soon. The bones will mend, but not always. Listen, you bitch. I'll... Yagmathraga. Throd uah. Approximate phonetic transcription. Sounds of straining, choking. I know an equation, Dennis. I wrote it on your shadow with my tongue. You will not visit me again. Do you understand, Dennis? If I find you or Orochi following my family, I will do things to your wife and daughter that will make you sweat blood. Now open the door. Unlock door. Well, that was a fun one. So that would have to be pre-disappearance. Though we did actually see in our semi-flashback that she did find a tome of forbidden eldritch knowledge. I guess we're just leaving now? This is where I would flip off the camera on the way out. If only I had hands.
Get over here ASAP. You have to see this.
Shane, come check it out. It's super cool. So we're going to Icarus. Their secret project, which I assume is just going to be a big fucking underground tunnel.
But there's something I have to find out first.
You're all alone, little one.
Oh, there's the Dream Witch.
Sometimes I feel alone, too. We're both alone here. Together.
It has to be a given, though, right? That's his mother? Like, I already thought that the first time. But I'm still pretty sure of that now. She exposed herself, intentionally or otherwise, to the Z pathogen.
Like rats under the floorboards. Stick the tentacle. I have seen where they root, slither like snakes amongst the leaves.
Hey, look, another crowbar. Ooh, vertical doors. Is this where they keep all the alien artifacts? Icarus Complex.
My God. It's completely taken over.
Filth, seething tendrils of a hive, ever expanding. Fools, they cannot be contained.
This cannot continue. Bad touch. Sometimes you need a bad touch, though, to progress. And yet someone's still fucking growing cactuses down here. Cacti. Never say cactuses. There is no valid reason to say cactuses when you could say cacti. Alright, hopefully there's not too much exposition on this one.
Jesus. Orochi has leverage on everyone.
We have obtained the files requested and placed them onto this console for review. The files include detailed avenues of leverage against the Invictus crew. If there is need to put into place additional surveillance measures, we are prepared to do so. We wish your visit a pleasant one. Semper Servus. Control. Ina Volkova. At age 21, Dr. Ina Volkova was directly involved in Avaria v. Khrushchev, which gained significance internationally as the incident at Krycha. For several years, she had worked at a decommissioned military airbase a few miles outside of Krycha, Belarus. Thousands in the small city were killed by an explosion at the base, an explosion meant to cover up a horrific containment breach of an alien substance being used in her research. The high-profile trial uncovered several classified experiments attributed to Volkova, with high-ranking officials within the government denying knowledge of her research. Before a verdict could be delivered, Volkova fled Belarus and claimed asylum at the Russian Federation Embassy in Tokyo. Stationed at the embassy, exiled in extradition, Ina was unable to continue her research. We offered her the opportunity to work without constraints. She accepted under the terms of the strictest NDA and forced return to Belarus upon disclosure. While her ethical integrity is questionable, her skill is undeniable. recommend vigilant surveillance and determination of trust upon results. So clearly they were doing their own Z-pathogen experiments, and thus she was already familiar with it. Cynthia Newehart. Minor childhood trauma documented by a licensed family psychiatrist. Fear of abandonment. Mild social anxiety. Graduated from Brown, 2046, GPA 2.9. And a PhD from Miskatonic University. Mechanical Engineering, 2052. Of particular note, created a practical equation to explain the theoretical underpinnings of Yang Mills and the mass gap in his sophomore year. The apocryphal claim is that it was made in a single weekend, otherwise unremarkable. Dr. Newehart is key in our understanding of Cynthia Newehart's studies and possible whereabouts. Recommend continued surveillance of home and office, potential asset for leverage if Newehart ever reemerges from isolation. Recommend hiring at local Manticore office, engineering position. Accept all salary requirements, push for more information on Cynthia Newehart. We only hired you in case your mother comes looking for you. Josephine Wilcox. First Lieutenant Josephine Wilcox, Special Forces, Distinguished Service Cross, received 2052. January 16th, 2055, court-martial determination. February 23rd, 2055, dishonorable discharge, record commuted, evidence expunged. Commander Wilcox resigned her post as of February 22nd, 2055, retaining her exemplary record and citing personal reasons for her exit. As per our contract, Wilcox began employment at our California-based Manticore facility under the strictest NDA. Record of discharge: Al Mawit, Yemen. July 1st, 15th, 2054, friendly fire incident reported, 6 undercover agents killed during a strategic raid of suspected uranium smuggling operation. Wilcox-led team suffered 0 casualties, facility neutralized, Alpha Camp, Al Mawit, Yemen. July 17, 2054, inciting incident of Commander Wilcox court-martial proceedings. Multiple witnesses. After brief altercation, Josephine Wilcox discharged a pistol at a range of less than 1 meter, causing a perforating wound in the skull of commanding officer Major Corey Houston. Wilcox turned and fired a second and third gunshot which entered the chest and shoulder of Captain Alan Sheffield. Before team members could advance and pull Wilcox away, another 2 shots were fired, critically wounding Captain Jaden Allen in the thigh and groin. Final shots were discharged into the ceiling as officers on site wrestled her firearm away and detained her. Major Houston and Captain Sheffield died immediately. Captain Jaden Allen died in transit to medical facilities. Video evidence of the incident is retained at control. Her squad defended her actions, echoing the sentiment that the officers in question knowingly caused a friendly fire scenario through mismanagement. Commander Wilcox will receive no punitive action for these events so long as we exert our influence. So I said Commander Lewis, but I guess it's Wilcox. I don't know where I'm getting Commander Lewis from. Declan Delapour. Master's Mechanical Engineering, Minor Linguistics, California Institute of Technology, 2054. Incident report, offense trafficking in heroin, possession of controlled substance. Sentence 5 years, only 5 months served. Oh, and involuntary manslaughter, I missed that one. Declan Delapour has a history of substance abuse, having self-admitted to rehabilitation centers twice. His course sentence closely coincides with divorce proceedings which were finalized in 2048. On November 13, 2049, Declan Delapour was admitted to a mental health facility for evaluation after an attempted suicide. Orochi Recruitment has confirmed that Delapour has remained clean for over 12 years as of January 1st, 2062, during which time he completed his degree with honors. He has experienced significant difficulties upon graduation due to his incarceration, and Orochi's offer of employment has been contingent on his willingness to maintain secrecy. Delapour is a highly motivated individual, and Orochi has made arrangements to erase records of his dark past. So is there anyone here who doesn't have shady criminal background? Aside from Shane just has a little bit of trauma.
Oh, Lucas, what the fuck?
What a surprise that Lucas is a sociopath. Lucas Van Buren. Final restraining order, Mary Richardson. Temporary restraining order, Tia Anders. Final restraining order, Abigail White. Offense, violation of restraining order, sentence 30 days. Psychiatric evaluation. Dr. Van Buren's sociopathic tendencies were well documented during youth therapy. Lucas displays difficulty reading emotions and a lack of empathy for others in social settings. It notes that he was admitted to therapy after his parents discovered him performing a vivisection on the family cat. Dr. Van Buren's contributions to the field of philology are vast. His dedication helped trace the evolution of Central American language to its origination point. Most recently, he has helped translate Orochi's newly discovered ancient texts and star maps. Orochi has maintained surveillance evidence of Dr. Van Buren's activities during the disappearances of Abigail White and Tia Anders in 2054 and 2055, respectively. The videos show Lucas violently kidnapping and assaulting the women in his home, choking them until they suffocate, and mutilating the bodies and disposing of all evidence. The chances of a violent altercation are slim, well within acceptable risks, and Dr. Van Buren has seen the recordings. He will accept any assignment given with no question asked. He is our most leverageable asset. And yet, he still tried to be all moral with Volkova, as well as ending up sacrificing himself. So, did he have a turnaround? Also, what the fuck are these jelly eggs?
Fuck.
I'm not gonna have much of a voice left after recording this episode. Everybody filths but you. That's one of those figurines we saw a record of earlier. It's a root covered in spines. I feel like we don't want to step on that, but I feel like we also have to step on that. Oh, okay. Not actually that concerning, it turns out. Ow. Asshole tentacle. That it? I guess just don't hang out near the maws. Ow. Ow. Ow, I'm getting poked.
What is that? What is that?
Ugh. It's a floppy fetus with no arms. It's like a Z pathogen fetus. I tried impregnating myself with the Z pathogen to give birth to a true daughter. It did not turn out well. What is that? I'm getting another look at this freaky fetus. It's very, like, untextured, though. I mean, Shane was like, oh, there's something I have to do, but, like, what do we have to do? I feel like the player does not know what Shane has to do here. Aside from investigate. Ah, more freaky fetuses that look kind of like chest bursters. Make sure to give it a good kick when you walk by. How is it could barely drag itself across the ground, but it was strong enough to punch the entire door down? Questions with no answers. I thought it was like throbbing and pulsing. Alright, we must be almost at the site.
Let me swaddle you, visceral.
Stop it! Get out of my head!
You could crack open your helmet like a walnut. Let it leap. And my voice is more still.
Find a way to use the elevator.
But in between, only discarded pieces block the path. Rain synapses, unanswered questions.
Oh, there are more of those things?
They called to them, and they answered. Outside time limitaries manipulated, contorted their beings until they emerged from chaos anew.
So you're saying I should open this door? Does that mean, considering they're in padded cells, that these actually were people at some point? Just a regular-ass x-ray of a hand. Beneath all that meat and tentacles, there is still a human skeleton. Find the door code. Like 3 different objectives popping up on my screen.
We're all expendable assets to Orochi. Wasn't enough to know all our secrets.
And we've
They
just
can't
been
leverage us,
expended.
they'll just replace us.
The Icarus Project is authorized to enact a contingency plan in case of unforeseen circumstances that may put the Invictus crew at risk. A replica of the individual will be made and preserved until a severe violation has occurred. Severe violations of company policy include the following: unauthorized transmission of operations information to an outside source regardless of content, verbal threat of intent to control or sabotage mission objectives or company equipment, homicide, witnessing a homicide, sustaining a fatal or crippling injury, witnessing the retrieval or release of cloned subject. Please review proper safety guidelines before we retrieve or release cloned individual. Discretion is of the utmost importance. Failure to follow protocol guidelines will result in immediate termination. Cloning successful. Organic tissue shows no signs of deterioration, though through advanced aging process. Memory implantation through nocturnal brain scan completed. Shouldn't we, activate these then? You know, let out all of our dead crew members? He's probably just going to end up flushing them instead. Would this be an MRI, meat resonance imager?
Holy shit! That's all of us. The entire Invictus crew. Are we the originals? Or the copies?
Well, obviously they wouldn't put the originals in there. Declan, I found out that you have a clone, and so do I, and so does everyone else. They are weird genderless clones, though. They did not clone your Donkulus.
It doesn't end.
Split from a single seed. Germinated, scribbled on carbon paper, they multiply like vermin. Sentience is a glitch in the sensory organs. Pain, a cancer fed by reality.
Are these the backups of the backups? You know, if we need to grow out of them to full term, we can. Experiment number 279, Project Icarus. We are experimenting with the substance, phenomenon, entity, oftentimes called the filth, what Dr. Volkova prefers to call Z-Path. Each sample, tightly contained and weakened with a particular regimen of radiation, as per the Icarus protocols. The goal of this experiment is to see if the effects of this preternatural contaminant are the same on cloned human tissue and cloned hybrid human tissue as on normal human tissue. If the effects are not the same, how do they differ? Today we applied minute amounts of the filth on cloned cells using the safety protocols and observed. Effects were largely similar, with the molecules of the contaminant attacking the cells. However, the process moved much more slowly than observed before. The filth has escaped. I have sealed my safety suit and performed all the emergency protocols. I have injected the radiated serum, as outlined in the procedures. The side effects are intense, but mundane, and far better than the alternative. How did this happen? There was no breach. I think the theory that the filth flows, even undulates along dimensions outside of our perceived 3, may have merit. I have sent for help. I am trying not to panic. I am recording the findings this mishap affords. The voices continue. I ignored them at first, congratulated myself on my rationalism, but then the voices learned to mimic my voice, and I thought they were me, and I was the voices. Now that doesn't make any sense. The radiation must be working. My limbs have begun to do things on their own, but only when I'm not looking. I have to stare at my limbs very carefully, or they misbehave. I made a careful regimen of making sure not to look away at any one body part for more than 7 seconds. I have to keep watch on them. Except for my right arm. Good arm. I'm a scientist. Scientist. Cut off arm today. Right arm. Good arm. Only uncorrupted part. Pristine. It will be pristine forever. Stored good arm in the morgue. 9510. I'm scientist. Will lock myself in padded room. Everyone is safe. Scientist. 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 Good scientist. So is he the one we just saw? Locked up in there? I actually already forgot that code. Is it 9051? 9510. Right numbers, wrong order. Alright, past the clones.
Number sees their meaning.
At this point, she's just like a parasite watching what we do so she can comment on it. You didn't have to pull it out when you saw there was nothing in there. Yeah, who put you in here?
Oh god. That's disgusting.
But also, I'm going to take it with me.
Too tender, untethered.
No zombie for us to get our key from. Oh, I'm stepping in goo. So I suppose this guy's going to give us a hand so that we can leave.
Oh shit! Come on! Come on!
Come on, I'm right here. Come kill me. Come on.
Come on! Open, open, open! Come on! Shit!
Yeah, what you gonna do now, meat punk? Not a damn thing.
Okay, come on, close! Close, you piece of shit, close! Ha! Yes! Fuck you, you plant piece of shit!
Well, we really showed him. Cross the border. Alright.
Moon's gravity pulls so strangely. It tugs at the tides of the mind. It pulls the planet apart. Do you feel it?
Do you feel it now, Mr. Shane? Alright, so we're going to end it here. I'm going to say that the next episode will probably be the last episode, as I feel like we're making our way towards the Eldritch facility, which will probably give us our conclusion. But until then, I've been Shadefyre, this is Moons of Madness, and I'm glad to be getting back to this so that I can finish it up and uninstall it to get my space back. Till next time, take care, folks.